stop all those worries and responsibilities that you had in mind a moment ago do not matter for the next hour. You are here solely to relax. Allow yourself this time as we progress on our build of a floating market built on the remains of an old derelict sail ship. If you enjoy this content, kindly leave a like. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and of course, grace the channel with a subscription. I wish you, friend, a good rest. Alright friends, as I said, thank you again for joining today's video, where we're going to continue our beautiful trading barge. It's coming along very nicely, but there's so much more to do. I have installed this quality of life mod that allows us to use this stone cutter for any sorts of recipes that come from wooden materials. And as you can see, I also went on quite a trip to collect some of the materials we have been working with. So some deep slate, some dark oak, spruce wood and regular oak wood. And actually I just realized that these stairs could look much better if we use these open stairs instead. I'm wondering how much we need, but I'm also wondering, we get 6 of those. That's excellent, that's very efficient. Okay, I cannot turn these into stairs, but that's okay. I will stick with these. Let's see how they look on this side. Would just like to replace this, not the platform itself, but just the steps leading up to it. Something like that. Okay, I quite like it. Yeah, it's a ship. We need a little bit of sleekiness and some streamlined design here and there on the ship. We can't have it be too heavy. So let's do the same thing on the other side. I need one more. And as for the rest of the video, this might include a cut or two, because I have several plans for today I would like to realize. I was thinking about the overall design, because as we discussed last time, this huge vessel barely fits through some of these water corridors, especially here in the swamp, and then it would definitely have some difficulty sailing or rowing through here. So my first idea was to make a steamboat, which is much better suited for river traffic. But then I thought, what we've got so far, this big castle in the back, this large cabin, and the way we're building up to a platform where the wheel is going to reside right here, that doesn't look like a steamboat whatsoever. That definitely looks like a sail ship. So I was thinking about some other ideas I had last time. I was thinking, what if this is a defunct boat? What if this doesn't really sail anywhere anymore? It was brought here ages ago when these entrances could still be sailed. Or maybe this swamp wasn't a swamp. Or maybe this dune, this sand dune wasn't here. Something like that. And it got here and then it just stayed. And maybe people forgot about it. Or maybe people built a floating market on the back. So that's what we're going to go for. We're going to start building it as a normal ship, but then we're going to add some signs of wear and tear to it. So the masts definitely aren't going to be all straight, or maybe aren't going to be on the boat whatsoever. I was also thinking that some of the sails could actually be repurposed and sort of tied out here to the side to cover some market stalls and wares and goods that are stored here on the deck, or maybe on other smaller platforms that extend out of the deck. I'm talking with such a weird accent. I apologize. I'm not sure why I did that. And yeah, several little buildings on top of it too. So that's the gist of it. But I was also thinking what we could try to build, seeing as our goose friends are quite the theme in our series. We could add a bit of a goose head decoration and ornament to the front of the ship there. So that's another idea, but I'm just going to grab some dark oak now and continue building the basic shape of the ship, and then we're going to modify it to our liking. So let me grab a lot of these logs, and we're gonna need some full blocks, and I'm also going to need a lot of spruce fences. Let's see, can I turn this into a fence? No, but I can turn it into planks, and I can turn that into fences. Very nice. Okay, that's plenty. And so we're going to, we'll need stair blocks as well. Dark oak, stairs. Can't turn it straight into them, but I can turn it into planks and then... Okay, that's actually extremely efficient. I think we get almost double the amount of stairs or something. Okay, so that's perfect the way it is, and this is going to be a lower area, and then we're going to have another platform here in front of the ship, right? There's probably going to be a loading opening here, which has some trapdoors or some bars. Yeah, that allows people to place goods into the belly of the ship. But here in the front we're going to elevate the sides and the railing itself. Maybe from here on. Okay, let's do that. And we're going to give it another layer of height. Just very basic. We're possibly going to elevate it a little bit further even, but let's stick with this for now. I know in the last video... Oops, sorry. I know in the last video I said... I didn't say it, but it is titled 2 out of 3, I believe. But this... Now I'm thinking it definitely might reach 4 parts, 4 episodes, this project, because it's just that big. Okay, if we're building a swan decoration, a goose decoration, and elevating this part, then we can do it here, for sure. Okay, the goose decoration is going to be interesting to be built in survival, right? It's having a difficult time, I mean, I can imagine it, but gonna be interesting to make those curves, those arcs that look good from far away, but we're obviously building it without any flight power, like in creative. Okay, so now I'm just going to add defenses as normal. I was also thinking if we can get our hands on a lot of rope from Farmer's Delight, that will make a wonderful ship railing, but that's not the case just yet, so. Oops. Okay, that's dark oak. Okay, that doesn't have to be dark oak, but just for the case of symmetry, I'm gonna make that dark oak. There. So if we can get our hands on some rope that can be placed in a way similar to the fence, so I think that would be very nice. Let's do the same thing here. Alright. And then I'm thinking, what if we elevated it one level further? This comes in, this comes in. But now I'm gonna place it even further up, and this might be a cabin. Oh yeah, right. In that case we need to elevate it much further. Quite complicated. Let's think about it. Okay, so this the goose decoration is going to be a separate part, and there's not much we can do in this one block space. So the cabin itself here in front of the ship is going to reach until this row. I need some more full blocks. Yes, please. Also using a different setup this time, so I hope the sound quality is at least as good. There was one friend who suggested, actually it wasn't a friend, it was someone I found online, and I asked this person to audit my channel. He checked it out. I don't want to say he, sorry, I'm not sure actually. But they checked it out, and they said that the sound quality on the Into the Depths video, which I recorded with the same setup I do this one, was better. And that was actually quite surprising to me, but I said, okay, what the heck, let's roll with that then. I need this. This is spruce, right? Let me make sure. No, this is dark oak. Okay, that's fine. Give me this then. I'm running out of this material so fast. Anyway, so I asked this person to check out my channel, and they suggested that that video had better audio quality, and so I went for it, and I made the same setup again as what I had on that one. Hopefully it does a good job. It is a good setup, but it also has a greater risk of me talking directly into the microphone, which can create some problems and some unpleasant noises when I say the bees and the bees. I was very careful not to talk right into the microphone right there. So hopefully it all works out, and hopefully you friends are having a good time listening. Okay, so if this is a cabin, we do need to... I like this light. Everything turns red in it. We do need to make some changes. So some of it needs to be oak, right? Yes. And then the roof and the floor or the deck is spruce. So I'm not gonna end up using all of those stair blocks, but let me grab some of these, because we're gonna definitely need oak. Oh my goodness, that's so much. Might need the windows as well, and of course the stairs for depth. There, let's see how we can detail that cabin. But I'm also going to need the dark oak logs for the structural parts. So let's say there's going to be another column here, another log. It can't really be on the corners because corners here are a bit different, as the ship is widening here, the body of the ship. It's so late here, by the way, but I definitely wanted to go ahead and create another video because I don't know, I just felt the energy. I was out for dinner. I went to a wonderful Korean restaurant. Do I have scaffolding? I might somewhere. But there's going to be a window here, so let's break that anyway. It's actually fine if... Oh no, we can make this equally. Make this equal. I was out in a wonderful Korean restaurant actually, and it wasn't just the food that was great, but what I liked is that you could order a la carte, but you could also order in a way that they brought the raw ingredients or the semi-prepared ingredients to your table, and you cooked them yourself, and that was very nice. It wasn't as relaxing as you would expect a dinner to be, because you had to actually focus on what was going on with the food, but it was a lot of fun and a lot of teamwork as well, so it was very enjoyable after all. Okay, I'm going to put some stairs here. I'm thinking if we need... What do we need? What if we... I have so many dark oak stairs, I've got no reason not to use them. So let's do it that way. So that's 1 full block. And then stair that way, stair this way. I'm not sure about that oak piece here. Let's do the same here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Is it? It's so foggy. I'm thinking maybe there's some rain or snow coming in, but it's just dark and foggy and mysterious. Let's do the same thing here, except we can't add the final stair piece, but that's okay. And then we're going to add some windows here, I believe, in these openings, like that. And maybe over here we can have actual oak, if I can climb that somehow. I need some stairs for this one as well. I'm just going to put that there so we can climb back possibly. But let's do it, no, exactly the other way around. Like that. And let's do it like this. The same way we did the other ones, just with a different color this time. But since we have depth, it's also automatically going to add some color, which is good for us. And let me add maybe a dark oak log there, and another stair piece over here, just to change things up. We're being very random here, but for now I think that's fine. It's gonna look much better from the inside once we decorate this with something as well. And then here we can't really place a window, so let's just do oak stuff instead. can't really use stairs, otherwise there's going to be a gap. Maybe we can't do that here either, unless we want the same kind of slit window without any glass within that we have over there, but I don't think we want that here. So I'm just going to go ahead with these normal oak blocks. Nothing fancy, nothing special, just the basics. In fact, I want this to be oak too, to keep that scheme, that color scheme. Yes, alright friends. Oh, now we're stuck outside. Okay, there's a bit of variety, there's a bit of light coming in there. I'm not sure I like how that changes into... I wonder how that looks from the outside, but we might change that later. Let's build the stairs here. Let's see how this is going to look. So I would like... I need some spruce slabs, that's for certain. And we're going to end them here from here. And we're gonna make some more. Grab a bite on the way. That's all the food we had, so if we're out we need to return for some more. And we get 3 of those with the stonecutter. That feels like cheating a little bit, but I'm not going to quit and adjust the mod right now. We have wasted enough wood when making stairs before, so now we can get it back. Okay, so that's a nice platform already. And again, all of this is just the base. It's like if you've ever drawn something, you know, there's construction lines, and then you, or at least the way I draw the construction lines. I then draw the body so that I can add armor or equipment or clothing. But of course, when adding armor and clothing, sometimes that might override the shapes and forms that the body has. So you change that up in the end. I think we're going for something similar here. We are going to create the base of the ship, or how the ship would look otherwise. But then we don't need so many. We don't even need that many. 4 is plenty for this at least. But then, like that, I think. Then we're going to modify it, and we might break down parts. Like here, the railing is definitely not going to be this uniform. As I said, I'm imagining platforms that are reaching out, extending out of the main hull of the ship. So that's all a possibility. Let's see, I want to continue this flooring here. In fact, it might even serve us if we completely remove that, so that there's more space in the bottom. Yeah, we can think about that when we're actually building the bottom itself. Anyway, so this dinner was so fun. Great food, great company, great everything, that came home I was like, oh, I don't want to go to bed yet. I'm feeling the energy. It's Friday, and it's so nice when I'm not doing all the videos in the weekend, when I have a little, well, I work in advance, so to speak. Because, I mean, you know, with a lot of editing and everything, it can sort of gather up, and in the end you're looking at, especially with a video this long, because this one's going to be a long one, I think, you're looking at several hours of gameplay and editing, and especially if we're looking some, doing some soundscapes. I'm finding those sounds, I'm layering them and everything, and it's fun, but it takes time. So when I can manage it during the week, it's such a nice feeling. Going into the weekend with some of the video already done, or at least some of part of one video already done. It's the same as looking at work Sunday evening. It basically spares you from too much rush Monday morning. Allows you to take everything easy and chill. Which is what we're going for here, right? Okay, so let's continue this part of the cabin. I want to jump off and I want to see this from the side. Just to see the entire, there's some coal there. Just to see the entire aesthetic of the ship. The entire shape. Okay, so that's quite bulky. We definitely would need to add that goose head to make it still elegant. And we want to extend that cabin a little bit that way. So, all good, all good. Look how inviting our little homestead looks. Yeah, overall shape matters a lot, right? I used to play Destiny 2 a lot. If you're not familiar, it's a sci-fi shooter game. And I would say it has quite the thought through art behind it. I do like that aspect in games. When it is not just I'm not gonna say cash grab, but some games are made very casual, full of microtransactions and stuff like that. I like when there's an actual artistic value within the game. 3 is fine. Yeah, that's okay. And in Destiny 2 you had a big... Well, it's still the way. It's still the way the game works, but I just don't play it that much anymore. Anyway, in that game you had a big aspect of collection and basically collecting guns and equipment. But from all the guns you could tell just by the basic shape on the icon. You didn't even have to look at the model of the gun, but you could tell just from the icon what kind of gun it was. And I think that actually goes for goes to credit the artists there, that they made such iconic weapon shapes that you could distinguish them very easily like that. Okay, let's go with the same setup as we have here. Let me turn this wood. Maybe I can here. Can I turn it into this, and then can I turn this into... Okay, I can't actually turn it into the wood. Like, not logs, but wood like that. Yeah. Because that is what I need here. That's fine. So that's why I checked the ship from the side as well, because I would like to make sure that its entire shape looks close to what I was imagining. So I'm going to... Should we go one higher? I don't think it's necessary, that's okay. Unless, yeah. These windows look a bit silly if they're on the ground actually. So maybe we should. Maybe the windows should just be one block, right? Let me check this from the side again. Okay. I think we can go one higher. That's fine. We can be ambitious and grand. also need scaffolding very badly. I don't think we've seen bamboo anywhere on our travels. That's fine. We'll manage it another way. The good old way. So one higher means columns like that come up like that, and then on there as well. And we do the same on the other side, but in the meantime we take those gaps and we fill them up with this wooden material. Oh yeah, I actually have the stripped versions, perfect. And we put that there, and probably all the way through here, right? Yeah. Not enough, but that's okay for now. There, almost enough. Excellent. Okay, this is starting to take some more shape. And so here, what we can do... Still can't use stair blocks there, but that's fine. We can place another window over here. We can do that there. And we can put... I'm not even sure. Let's go dark oak, why not? Over there, perfect. Okay. I don't actually need the cutter for this. We can just peel these logs right here, turn them into wood. And 1, 2, oh, we need one more right over there. Now this is still a little bit of a wasteful process, because you're using 4 logs to get 3 pieces of this wood, but and of course also when you're working with logs you don't get so many from the trees. It's a bit more expensive than with planks, of course. Alright, so this is going to be the cabin, whatever it is that's in here. We don't know yet. And let me just go ahead, finish up the walls right here. Again, the color of these might change. That's what I'm thinking. That's kind of important. Oh yeah, we can go out there. That's fine. I'll do that here. And we would like to place... Should we just place actually 3 windows, like cover this in window? That might not be a bad idea, but in that case... Oh yeah. But in that case, maybe these 4-pane windows aren't the ones that look the best. Although they don't look bad. Oh goodness, look at the sunrise. Even though it's behind the mountain, the color is still there. Oh, one's missing, that's fine. Okay, actually, no, these don't look bad at all. This could be like a gallery or something. Very nice. So now we need to add one more wall. We need to add a gate, something similar to that. And we also need, of course, to build another part of that cabin over there. But I already like how this is turning out. I'm imagining flower boxes over there too. Maybe something there. Or just barrels or stuff like that. Let me just use some of these spruce fences to finish up the railing here. Just so that there's something there. Gonna leave a gap if we want to jump into the water on either side. To get off the ship quickly. Yeah, so far so good. Okay, let's turn this into stripped wood. As much as we can, and then we can almost finish this beam over here. Oh no, actually it is 5 that it needed. Excellent, so good. So that's the cabin right there. we're still going to have stairs on the two sides, or maybe just one stair here, or one staircase here. I just need to add a wall now. How did we do it here? Oh yeah, you have most of the wall being covered by the stairs themselves. But then here, let's use our stair block technique. In fact, let's do this out of oak. Like that. And we can have another similar big gate illusion, so to speak. So what if we... I don't have a slab. But actually that looks like a gate in this... Oh, that's excellent. Okay, that's all we need. I've got 2 doors here. And of course 3 spaces, so that's going to be interesting. Or maybe we can add 3 doors even. Let's make some more. We still have got dark oak planks. I can't make a door out of that. I can make a door out of it like that, that's for sure. And I've got 1 trapdoor, which I would like to create some more of. Oh my goodness, that is extremely generous. Let me know, friends, if you think it's cheating. I will change how much. I will change the recipe so that we can't get away with all of this so easily. So there and like that, I think. No. Okay, that's fine. Let me place a block here. All right. Okay, I like it. Very nice. We've got some depth. Of course, we're going to have lights and, as I said, flower boxes and all sorts of decorations here. So it's going to be even more detailed. It's going to look amazing. Now let me make some more of these stairs and make sure that one can climb on top of that. I need oak logs, please. Not sure how many. 12 should be fine. Oh, you can create the doors from logs. Alright. Let's equip those into the hotbar. And should we have... I think we can just... Let's see, maybe it's the best to have actual oaks. Oh yeah, this is oak and the floor is spruce. I guess that's fine. We can have these. Can I? Let's see. No. Oh, I can. That's what I wanted. I think. Is that what I wanted? Okay, I cannot do that. Let's see how we're going to do this. Can't think of a better idea right now. To place that stair block and then continue like that. Okay, that looks a bit silly. I mean, it has this support beam anyway, right? Very nice, and we will need these spruce slabs once again to finish up here. We might switch these out to 4 blocks if we need to hang something on them from below, so that that lantern or little flower or plant decoration is not hanging from the half block. Okay, that looks a bit silly, I think. It's but if I place it here, it's a bit too close to the door. Let's actually place it there on this side, see how that looks. So I want to... Can I? Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. It's a bit complicated to work with these. hitboxes are, I'm not saying sketchy, but they are tricking me, that's for sure. It's not the fault of the hitboxes, it's my fault. So this might look a bit better. And it still leaves some space. Yeah, this looks better if we, oops, if we do it like one block further in from the sides. That seems to make sense. Just like that. And it doesn't need anything underneath. It's fine the way it is. We can actually place stuff here. Any kind of storage or something like that. Okay. That is so far so very good. Let me jump off again. Let's see how this looks. Okay, that is quite a cabin. It's kind of symmetric right now. So we need to make sure that's not the case. We need to make sure it's again a bit sleek. So friends, let's go ahead with the goose head decoration now. Goodness, I don't know what kind of a quest I embarked just now. This is going to be interesting. What do goose heads look like? You want to be a model, friend? Alright, let's think about this. Let me switch to a voiceover here, as this was a bit of a challenge to commentate and build at the same time, especially in survival mode, but we got there in the end, don't worry. I wanted to go for something that's not too big. I didn't want it to take over the entire silhouette of the ship, but since geese are so essential to our little ASMR playthrough here, I also wanted to make it nice and visible. So I went on a bit of a logging trip again, and I got some birch wood. We have some different varieties of geese, different color variants in our world. We have the, I don't want to say basic or default, but I guess the stereotypical domestic goose, which has just plain snow white feathers and bright orange beak. And we have a wild goose. I suppose even then there's more than one variety. I do think there are male and female color variants, although their behavior, in that they all drop goose eggs occasionally, is the same. But we do have the wild goose variant, which has this spotted camo, greyish brown feathers on the back and the wings. I believe there's some more black in its tail, and they've got a black neck and head with a white spot on, well, if it was a human, I suppose it would be their chin and neck area, but the underside of their heads and their throat. So I just wanted to go for this and the plain old white and orange variant, and birchwood is the closest to white that we can work with. I was thinking of stripped logs as well, or stripped wood instead of the planks, but that would rid us the possibility to work with stairs and slabs, which are quite essential because of course we're working with, so to speak, a low resolution. So there's just a few blocks of height and width and depth, and we have to make something that looks like a believable goose. So I went for birch planks instead, and I just grabbed some spruce stairs and a slab for the beak itself, as well as 2 dark oak buttons for the eyes. We don't really need much more detail, but perhaps, who knows, later on we can add something, maybe like a couple of branches of greenery that surround the goose's neck like a necklace, or a pennant of some sort. Something celebratory and fancy. Or maybe we can somehow add a crown later. I don't know, but for now we're gonna stick with the base build. As I said before, what we're building here is the base of the ship in the way that it might have looked when it was built, when it sailed here, or when it was towed here all those years ago. And then we're going to modify that and build on it a couple of other things, many other things, that make it more colorful and sort of repurpose it as a market. Maybe the goose head itself was also built later, but who knows? Maybe if you friends are ever interested in a writing episode instead of building one, we can write the history of this world, of the Froghead homestead and the frozen marshes and the Skunkhead village and the bustling ravine and all of these lovely places that constitute our world. This is also somewhat of a challenge for me because I do have a sort of building scheme that I often stick to, and I can get so jealous. I know it's not the right thing to do, or not very nice, but I can get so jealous when I see other people build something that's very simple. It really doesn't look like it requires much of an effort, but it still conveys the vibe or the atmosphere or the characteristics of a different culture. Maybe something alien, maybe something very old, very new, futuristic, and so on. It still conveys those things very well, even though it's not a mega build that's, where you can basically build anything, because you're just going to look at it from far, far, far away. Sometimes those builds don't even fit on the screen properly. They look the best in renders made with a third-party program. So yes, building something that's out of my usual building scheme for me is a bit of out of comfort zone, kind of a challenge and fun. But challenge is good, even though we're trying to relax here. I think an experience where you try something new that you truly enjoy, even though it is outside of your comfort zone or your conventions, or my conventions. I really shouldn't be talking about anyone else. It can be still a relaxing experience, or even if not relaxing, but it puts the mind at ease. It brings you a feeling of peace and accomplishment as well, but peace for sure. I remember that one of the, if not the hardest hike I've ever walked in my life, I did that on 45 minutes of sleep because of a couple of different things that went awry, and I didn't feel tired at all during the trip. I felt like a man who has been dead for 3 days after, but during the trip I didn't feel tired at all. I suppose it was a lot of adrenaline in me, but I also felt extremely peaceful. I knew in my head that what I'm doing right now, even though it's I'm fighting for my life there, so to speak, it's something that's good, that I need, that I want, that I will remember, that I will enjoy. All of those things. And that gave me an incredible sense of peace. Also, being surrounded by enormous mountains, being all alone helped. But it wasn't the only thing that mattered. So, on this note, if you're interested in seeing me build something that's very far from the conventions of this world, this little survival arena, please let me know in the comments, because I would love to go for that challenge and of course reap the rewards of relaxation. Oh, that was nice. Reap the rewards of relaxation together with you, friend. I believe we had a bit of a drop in viewership for a while, but this boat project seems to have generated a lot of interest, and I found myself being very excited about the extra interest that came in. So I'm very happy to continue it, even though I can't really see the end just yet, but I promise we'll get there. We'll get there. This is also a build that we can potentially keep expanding. So once the boat is done, of course, we'll add all the masts and the little buildings and platforms that were built onto the ship itself. And then we can, moor it down to the bottom of the lake, or this river conflux. We can add secondary platforms that are floating around it in the water. Little dock-like structures that are just there. Maybe you can zip line to them from the boat, or just a rope ladder, rope bridge or something. I do know that there's a few rope bridge mods for Minecraft, so maybe we can utilize one of those for it. We could maybe even, oh goodness, I haven't even considered this so far, but maybe we could add a underwater compartment or part of the build, whatever that might house. It could be another cabin, could be a treasure chamber for whoever runs this market, hiding their most important, most precious things that they've collected. Or it could be just another trading room, or like a VIP lounge, where some of the most interesting characters of the market, of which there are many, I bet, meet and discuss some deals and so on and so forth. I will now go back to a live commentary as we finish some further details on the deck of the ship. So, after finishing the goose head ornament, I went for another tree logging trip. I got some more dark oak because that is what we're going to need to continue building here. And I was thinking that this cabin could be, well, extended upward, so another level, another room could be built on top. We could do something similar here. So obviously this area is going to be open. In fact, let me just add these fences right now, because that's definitely going to be there. Even there. And then we can have something else that's closed in the back of the ship there. As I said, there's going to be the opening here, the loading hole. But what we also need are masts. Now, as I said before, I'm not planning on having those stand up proper straight and all functional. So let's add one mast. Let me grab this. Let's add one mast there, I believe, or maybe there. Let's add another one. I mean, it's a big ship, so we need a few. Maybe there. And the opening is here, that's perfect. And maybe we can have one more. These two would be too close to each other. I was thinking we could have one that's reaching there towards the front. That's a good question. Let's start building this one that's in the back here. Yeah, I think that makes sense to have this there. Now, how are we going to do this? So I want stripped versions of the logs to build this. Can I just turn... Okay, perfect. I can do that here. We'll hold on to a couple without or with the bark. And so let's have this one leaning that way to the right if we're looking from here. So quite simply, I think I'm just going to start with... Actually, I'm going to start thicker. So how about 1, 2, 3, 4? And we follow this for a while. This thickness. And then... Oops. I'm gonna need the ladders very soon again. Can't make this jump. Oh, maybe I can make the jump from the top of the fence, can I? I could. So I can remove this. I can just add a random block here, maybe like these birch slabs. And then we can, oh goodness, that looks strange. We can continue with the thickness of 1, but then, actually not even this high. Then I can build out this way. We'll need that, please. As if it's leaning. Obviously there's not much we can do in Minecraft to properly tilt something, but that's okay. Oh, how are we going to get off of here? Probably into the water, right? Okay, that looks for now, I think, tall enough. Oh, it's a big ship. It could probably use a bit taller of a mast. That looks fine. And now we dive. Leap of faith. Amazing. Okay, looking at this from below, we can actually make that taller. But but it looks okay. I'm getting that tilted effect that I want, and so we will have the sail extending this way, kind of covering some other stuff that's being built on the ship. But again, I'm just wanting to build whatever belonged to the original ship before it was repurposed as a market. Let us do the same thing here. I'm going to turn the rest of these logs into their stripped variants. Why is this chest so dark? That's strange. Anyway, let's start building this one, and we will have this leading, or maybe the other way, right? So that's the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4. We will run out of these logs before we can finish the entire height of this, but that's okay. But let's have this leaning a bit harder, so with every second, oops, oh goodness, what am I doing, friends, what am I doing? With every second block we're going to go one out to the right. Well, we will need these ladders on the masts anyway. That's kind of how masts work, aren't they? Don't they? Okay, 1, 2, out, 1, 2, out, 1, 2, out, and we've got one final one. Let's see about this one. Okay, yeah, we're getting that derelict, defunct feeling from this right away, yeah? I mean, we could even build the entire ship tilted, but I don't think that would be very useful from a gameplay perspective, and then everything else that we build onto it would be kind of hindered and askew, and that would be very difficult, I think, to manage. It might look great aesthetically, but I think this is okay. Yeah, alright, that looks great. I like it. I like the thickness of it. So now we're just gonna go and get some more dark oak, or what we can do here while we are here, because of course it's going to take more than this one video to finish it anyway, and I might just concentrate on what we can do here. We can make this opening here down to the belly. We can leave these two spaces on the side here, and we can make this big hole. We don't even need to make it that wide, in fact. We can just, yeah, that's fine, I think. Let's see. Okay, there's not much space between the two masts, in fact. But I think this is plenty. I think this is plenty for loading. What we need to do now is bar this up. I'm thinking what kind of trapdoors would be the best for that. Oak, yeah, why not? Because those are holes, or there are holes in the oak trapdoors. Let's use these, and I'll need, I'm not sure how many. Let's try 18. Yeah, this is going to look fine. That's good. Oh, I'm kind of happy how well it's coming along, but it's still such a long way from being completed. Alright, we need 2 more. That's fine. Again, it's being very generous, giving me 3 trapdoors from 1 block of planks. It's crazy. Okay. We can't yet go down below to pick all of that up. We don't really have a way down. So the way down should be maybe here, right? Or from within. That's also a possibility. I'm just going to build something here that makes sense. Now this one doesn't need to be too wide, because this is just going to be for for the crewmen and women to get down there. And we can use the same stair pieces. Let me pick all of this up. Actually, if you're building something that's very old, it kind of adds to the feeling that water is kind of slushing through here and there. Okay. There. I could have just stuck it to the side anyway. So that's good. That's great. Can I remove this? No, that's a complete opening. We don't want that. What was this? This was it spruce? I think it was spruce. Oh goodness, what am I doing here? No, I removed that. That was a mistake. Because this was a stair block, right? Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, alright. Excellent. So now we will do that on the other side. Do we need it on both sides? That's actually a good question. We might not. We can actually put some trapdoors here as well. This doesn't need to be open all the time. Although if we do, we need to open all three whenever we're climbing down. Oops. That looks a bit silly too. Alright, we'll think about a trapdoor then. We can put one here, maybe. There, in fact. Bit of extra depth and height. Okay, friends. So far so good. I wonder what else should be added here, maybe, but that's fine. I think we can call this a day, in fact. Because now I'm looking at the ship and we've accomplished much today. We built the 2 masts, the opening, the stairs, exchanged those stairs, and we built this entire cabin, the gallery cabin as we can call it because of the huge windows. And of course we built this, I want to say swan head every time, I'm so sorry. We built a goose head. So overall I think we made great progress on the ship. We will continue this in the next one. Alright, I think it's starting to come together. I hope you can see it too. If not, don't worry, you will in the next episode. On that note, thank you very kindly for joining me today. It's wonderful to see the support through this project that sometimes I don't even see how it's going to turn out. But you friends are there and watching the videos, and that's all I need. So thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, whatever it is where you are. And I will see you in the next video. Again, if you liked it, please consider subscribing. And goodbye.